Hello and welcome. Let us learn subject-verb agreement in this episode. There has to be a subject and verb in a sentence. There has to be a subject and predicate. Otherwise, we can't have a sentence. When we have a subject and verb in a sentence, we must make sure that they agree to one another. They agree to one another in number and person. Learning some rules shall help us to understand this better. So quickly go through some rules regarding subject-verb agreement. Rule number 1. Singular the subject, singular the verb, plural the subject, plural the verb. He likes coffee. She likes coffee. It likes coffee. We like coffee. You like coffee. They like coffee. A boy is playing in the ground. Girls are thinking about the plan. He likes coffee. He is a singular subject. Likes is a singular verb. They like coffee. They like, not likes. There is a plural subject. Like is a plural verb. So singular the subject, singular the verb. Plural the subject, plural the verb. We learn to replace the third person to he, she, it, they. A driver can be he or she. So the driver drives the car. The driver drives, not drive. The driver drives the car. The doctor treats the patient. The doctor. The doctors treat the patients. The doctors treat. The doctor, a doctor treats. A doctor treats. Singular the subject, singular the verb, plural the subject, plural the verb. So rule number 2. When we have two subjects, when we combine two subjects by using and, the verb will be plural. Juanito and Gonzalo have gone to the park. Look at this example. Juanito and Gonzalo have gone to the park. Why have you used have here? Because Juanito and Gonzalo, plural. What is the pronoun for it? They. With they we use have. With he, she, it we use has. We learned this much already. Juanito and Gonzalo have gone to the park. Suppose you rewrite this in this way. Juanito has gone to the park. Gonzalo has gone to the park. Gonzalo has gone to the park. Why has? What is Gonzalo? He. With he we use has. The simple way. Gonzalo has gone to the park. Since the subject is plural, combined by using the word and, conjunction, Juanito and Gonzalo have gone to the park. This makes it plural. Rule number 3. When a singular verb is used in the sentence, in case two nouns are put together by using and, but they sound singular. Though we use and to combine subjects, but they sound singular. In that case, we have to use a singular verb. What does it mean? How? How does it mean? Let us look at these examples. Breaking and entering. Breaking and entering is against the law. Breaking and entering is against the law. Breaking and entering, two nouns or subjects are combined together, but it sounds singular. It sounds a singular action. Breaking and entering is a singular action. It appears to be, sounds to be, and it is in some way. So, breaking and entering is against the law. Rice and curry is my favorite dish. Rice and curry. We learnt in the previous rule that when we combine two subjects using and, we must use plural, but not always. Remember this as well. Rice and curry, two subjects, but they are put together by using and, but they look, sound one as a one unit, as a one unit, as one unit. So again, once again, singular the verb. So rice and curry is one unit, sounds singular. That's the reason why is used. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady is a unit. The action which is interesting, slow and steady is together. Is together. Sorry, is together. So it can be considered. It can be considered singular. In that sense, wins, wins, wins. Singular form of wins is used. Slow and steady wins the race. Rule number 4. Sometimes it is misleading. In a sentence, we have more than one subject. But one subject will be singular, another subject might be plural. But we must understand what is the base, or what is the base subject, or what is the original subject. We have to choose verb according to that. All the students in the class are very intelligent. All the students, this is the subject. In the class is there. Class is also subject. What is the subject that we must agree the verb with? That is the original subject. All the students. Sometimes we get confused with multiple subjects in a sentence, which is one is singular and another is plural. For example, the climate of these areas is not very hot. These areas, the moment we read this, these areas, which is plural, so we may tend to choose plural verb, but that is wrong. The climate is the subject here. That's the reason why is used. The climate of these areas is not very hot. So rule number 5. If we combine two subjects or names by using as well as along with, together with, in addition to, any phrases for that matter, we must consider the subject before the preposition or before the phrase. What do I mean? You will understand it better with this example. The ship, with all its passengers, was lost. So what is the subject, and whether the subject is plural or singular, how would you know? After preposition, whatever is there, singular or plural, it doesn't really matter for us to choose the verb. So verb must agree with the subject in the sentence, which is there before the preposition, the ship. So the ship was lost along with its passengers. So the ship with all its passengers was lost. You, as well as I, are going to Goa. That means you are going to Goa, I am going to Goa. You as well as I, you as well as I. So after the phrase, whatever the subject is there, that doesn't matter for us to make an agreement with the verb. The subject before these joining words or phrases should be considered. So as well as, along with, in addition to, together with, whatever the subject we have before this word. So should be understood. Before in the sense not after, in that sense. Okay. Rule number 6. If two subjects or names are used with either or, neither nor, not only but also, or, what should be the verb then? In sentences like this, we should choose verb for the nearest subject. Let me clarify that with an example. Neither he nor his students is ready for the test. Neither he nor his students is ready for the test. This is incorrect. In sentences like this, neither nor, either or, not only but also, we must consider the subject which is nearest to the verb. Number 2, we must look for the subject after nor, or, not only but also. So, subject here after nor is his students. His students. His students is a plural subject. That's the reason why we have to use are. Neither he nor his students are ready for the test. Look at another example. Not only he, but also his subordinates has come. The subject verb agreement is totally wrong here. Has is used. Not only he. For he you can use has. But the subject here is his subordinates. Because it is there after but also. But also. Subordinates, his subordinates. That's the reason why. Not only he, but also his subordinates have come. Correct. Rule number 7. Singular verb is used with these expressions. Either, neither, none, everyone, someone, anyone, many. Either of the two brothers have failed. Wrong. Either of the two brothers, how can you say have? Both of them have not failed here. Either of the two has failed. Either of the two brothers has failed is the correct expression, correct subject verb agreement. Each of the two sums were solved. We tend to consider sums as a subject. It is plural, then we must choose plural. We think that way and make mistake. So each of the two sums, each is the subject. Each of the two sums was solved. Many a man were present there. Many a, when you use many a, it is singular. Sometimes people say many a times. That is incorrect. Many a time or many times, you can say. Many a time. I told you many a time. I told you many times. That's all. So, rule number 8. With words that indicate portions. For example, a lot of, majority of, some of, all. We must be little cautious here. Look at this example. A lot of the pie has disappeared. A lot of the pie. We must see what is the subject after of. After of. Of. The pie. The pie is a singular subject. A lot of the pies have disappeared. After of, the subject is plural. A third of the city is unemployed. One third of the city, a third of the city is unemployed. A third of the city population are unemployed. A third of the city people are unemployed. I hope I made myself clear. After of, the city is a singular subject, is a singular verb. After of, in another sentence, the people is a plural subject, so are is a plural verb. Let us look at this one as well. The number of books in economics that we need to buy is 3. What is the subject here? Is or are? What should be the verb here? Is the correct verb because the number of books, the number that is the subject, not books of books in economics. The number is the subject. The number is 10. The number is increasing. The number we lost is 20. So, when you have the number which is singular, so is used. The number of books in economics that we need to buy is 3. When you say a number of books, then it is plural. A number of books in economics that we can buy for the course are available in the college store. So, we must be a little cautious about that. Okay. Let us look at some examples. Choose the word that agrees with the subject in the following sentences. Number 1. His father and grandmother arrived. Have arrived or has arrived? Have arrived. Because his father and grandmother are 2 people. Plural subject. Combined by using and, which is a plural subject. His father and grandmother means they. With they, we use have. They have arrived. Okay. Second one. The leader and the patriot is lost, not are lost. When we combine 2 subjects by using and, we make it a plural subject. That is what we learned through the rule. But why is it is here? Why is it a singular verb? Because the leader and patriot, both the same, which refers to the same person. Patriot, it refers to the leader himself. The leader himself was a patriot, is a singular subject. Is lost. Each of the children was given a book, we learnt, with either, neither, either, someone, each. So the singular subject. Each of the children was given a book. Neither he nor his friend was there or were there. Was there. Neither he nor his friend was there. What is the subject after nor? His friend, which is singular. That's the reason why was is used. Either the boy or his sisters have broken the tray. Have broken, have is used to subject verb agreement because after are the subject is plural. His sisters. That's the reason why have is used. Either the boy or his sisters have broken the tray. Look at the sixth example, which is interesting. The orator and the statesman have been invited or has been invited. The orator and the statesman have been invited. This is slightly different from the second example. In the second example, the leader and patriot is lost. But here we have used plural subject. The orator and the statesman are two different people here. The repeated use of article the suggests that the orator is one person, the statesman is another. That's the reason why have is used. A series of lectures has been arranged on the subject, on a particular subject. That should give us an indication what should be our verb. A series of lectures has, not to have. A series of lectures has been arranged on the subject. The subject is one, a particular subject, and there is a series has been organized or arranged. Suppose this can be understood this way. Series mean sometimes singular, sometimes plural. A series of lectures is scheduled, or you can say two series of lectures are scheduled. One for the experts, another for the layman. So, when a series of meant as one set, that should take singular verb. Eighth example. Kindness as well as justice. After as well as good as, in addition to, not only but also, we have seen when a phrase divides divides a sentence or splits the sentence, the first subject, original subject should be considered. Kindness as well as justice requires this. A number of accidents were reported in the newspaper. A number of books in the library. We saw that example. A number of accidents were reported in the newspaper. The number of accidents is increasing. So I hope you got the difference. So the number of dropouts was quite large. So these are the rules that we may need to remember in order to make a correct subject-verb agreement. It happens sometimes students make these mistakes. While answering the question, how does he go? This is the question, for example. While answering the question, what most of these students do, where does he go? This is the question. The students write, he go to market. They fail to understand verb go is used in the question sentence because does is used already. Why does he go? So when children bring that down to make answer, they write, he go to market. So this is wrong. It happens with the other tenses also. When did they arrive? The answer should be they arrived at 10 o'clock or whatever it is. The children forget that did part in the question, so they write it down. They arrive at 10 o'clock. See, the question is in the past tense, you are answering it in the simple present tense. And those mistakes also children do. So many learners do that way. Especially with the simple present, subject-verb agreement, these errors do occur. The poet present, the poet describe. This is how the students begin their sentences in answers. The poet describes, singular the subject, singular the verb. So keep all these things in your mind in order to make correct sentences, match the correct verb with the subject. Make sure they should agree to one another. See you.